Hello everyone, I'm Philip Duncan. Very good to be back. Thanks for joining us. Well, we've got a fair bit of high pressure in the New Zealand area, but two different airflows at each end of New Zealand. The nor'easter continues for northern New Zealand. Temperatures are still above average, although at this time of the year, a lot of people don't necessarily feel that it's above average, but it is. It's warmer than normal for northern New Zealand. And in the south, a southerly flow coming through, dropping temperatures a little bit more for you. Big high out to the east, another one out near Fieldays. And Australia's got this big low, which is remarkably similar to the one that brought flooding into Canterbury, with the atmospheric river of moisture coming down and feeding into one narrow little area. And they do have some flood risks today just east of Melbourne, quite similar really to the Canterbury floods, but we don't expect the same situation to occur in Australia. Here is the low. It moves away gradually on Friday. New Zealand, those two highs, they merge up into one big system, and it is quite big. It's longer than the length of New Zealand, so most of the country will be settled. There's still that northeast flow on the top. That means still a few clouds, one or two light little showers, and also maybe one more shower over there on the west coast. By the time we go into the weekend, Saturday is a beautiful day across New Zealand. Light winds, high pressure in charge, and in the south, those northerly winds start to pick up, which will actually lift up your temperature. The rain event in Australia, it's still sticking around a wee bit, but the whole thing's changed direction, so it's no longer feeding out of the subtropics. It's more of a localized wind and rain event. As we get into the weekend, that rain on the west coast of the South Island is going to become heavy. It's the same system from Australia moving in, but it's more of your normal west coast rain event. So the rainfall totals in this bright blue area are between 100 and 150 millimeters of rain, and this is starting from 6 o'clock on Saturday night, going through Sunday and into Monday. So Sunday, Monday, but it starts Saturday night. So pretty heavy rain on the west coast, not very much for Canterbury. That is good news. So this is Sunday's setup. You can see this big high out here, but the northerly flow continues into the North Island. So it's actually going to get warmer in the days ahead for the North Island and even for some in the South Island. That rain's heavy at times on Sunday on the west coast, really does start to set in there, and it's coming out of the north. So it is, again, it's fairly subtropical, so the rain will set in, and it should be quite heavy at times on the west coast. By the time we get into Monday, the rain is falling apart on the west coast to showers, and now we've got a sort of a patchy front moving into the north with these sort of isolated areas of heavier falls, otherwise light, drizzly, patchy stuff that we've seen off and on really for the last week or so. That is Monday's setup, and then we get into Tuesday, and that finally does start to move off. You've still got that subtropical flow coming through. It's still warmer than average in the north, although the temperatures in the days after this will get a little cooler thanks to a southerly flow. And that's where we end, but field days coming up next week, kicks off next Wednesday. We've got the forecast for you. Just go to weatherwatch.co.nz or ruralweather.co.nz. There is the full forecast for Mystery Creek, but we've got a lot more information in there as well, extra maps, and also the link to Mystery Creek so you can see the hourly and daily forecasts, including rainfall totals. There'll be looks like a little bit of wet weather next week, but hopefully plenty of dry spells as well. That's all from me. As I say, good to be back. We'll see you again tomorrow with our next and final update for our short working week.